All right, Joshua. I'm gonna call you Joshua.
I'm gonna call you Andrew.
Okay, I like that.
I'm gonna call you Drew.
Oh, people do call me Drew.
Okay, then I'll call you Drew.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Joshua and Drew.
And Drew. All right.
So.
There we go.
You seen this woman?
I don't think so.
Stop the bus, Boston PD!
How you liking Southport?
It's definitely a change of pace.
From what?
Somewhere I don't really want to go back to.
It's usually just a pit stop for most people.
I like it here.
I'm Alex. Nice to meet you.
If I could, maybe I'd give you my world.
Did you leave this outside my house last night?
It was just sitting in my shed. I see you walking every day. It's perfect for you.
I appreciate it, but I can't take it.
All right.
Why won't you let him get to know you?
I've had things happen to me in the past.
First question for you is, are you a crier? Do you cry in these kinds of pictures?
Yeah, I mean, if they're good, if I'm caught up in it, I've been known to.
What?
You know, but I gotta be, you know, on the journey with them, I guess.
What gets you emotional when you're watching a movie or a TV show?
If I'm buying the story, I think that I'm not a real sucker for these kinds of movies usually, unless I feel like they're told from a real honest place. I always feel like, oh God, this is the big romantic moment that we're all supposed to swoon up. I'm a bit jaded when it comes to that, but I also will cry if if I'm caught up in it. So. You know, I'm not afraid to tell you that I cried when I watched Notebook and James Garner broke down at the end, because I was caught up in that movie. I mean, I thought the actors were great in it. I thought Cassavetes was a brilliant director in it. And it's like music. If it's good music, doesn't matter if it's electro or country western. If it's good, I'll like it. And that's what we're trying to do here, is just tell the most honest story that we could. And hopefully people will get caught up in it.
I do. I'm one of those criers, though, that, like, straight face and, like, you know, the impossible, totally off subject, but the impossible, like, sobbing, that was me. But this, like, I always try to, like, keep it honed in. But then, the very end, you can't help but, like, because that's not even about, like, that's not a sad cry. That's, like, a joyful cry.
I am a big crier. And it becomes I'm such a crier that it becomes a problem because I can't keep watching the movie because I can't understand it because I'm crying so hard. I can't hear what they're saying on the screen. And even with this movie, I went to a screening of it and I knew what was gonna happen, but it still got me. Those kids are so freaking cute and they're so good. I was so proud of them. They were so great, and it was really great seeing the whole family dynamic on the screen.
So what gets Cobie emotional? What gets your goat?
Like any sort of like father-son, mother-daughter-son relationship. So this is like right up there.
You're bawling.
I'm bawling. I'm a mess. I'm a mess.
Oh, why do you think there's a need for these kinds of films and books for people? Why does it resonate with them?
Well, I think for a lot of Nicholas Sparks books, there's a bit of escapism, you know. I think that everybody, and I don't even want to be just about the ladies saying, you know, that they want to watch a great romance. I'm sure some men do as well, but there is something about watching this, a romance unfold that people work so hard to be together, and they end up together, that everybody likes to see. Nobody likes to go to a movie where the guy and the girl, like, end up in a cafe with another boyfriend or girlfriend, like, look at each other like, hey. You know, like, nobody likes that ending. Nobody likes that ending. Nicholas does not do that kind of ending, and that's why he sells billions of books.
More money than God.
There's something that isn't overly fantastical about them. You know, they feel as if they could really happen. And he speaks to the heart of, you know, mostly women and men. But it's not like these giant romance novels that would never happen. You know, it's usually about a woman who is struggling in some way, and a man who, when he loves, he really loves. And you know, the setting is usually North Carolina, but the stories are usually very different. But they have these people that you want to come together. And in this case, it's different in that there's this whole thriller element to the movie that I love. I like that it's darker and it's got an edge. And you know, working with a guy like Lassa really helps you take that romantic edge off it and just play the moment for what it is. And those little things that happen along the way, collectively, by the end, you're hoping you're really rooting for these two. And that's what we focused on, was just that.
Did you hear about his wife? She passed away a few years ago.
Okay, maybe I overreacted.
Would you like to go canoeing with me?
Canoeing? I like to go canoeing.
Does it get better?
Just focusing on the kids. And today, with you, this feels like the first time I've looked up.
I'm happy here with you.
Yeah?
Detective Tierney, do you know this woman?
Katie, he's here.
I've got to get out of here.
Just tell me the truth.
It's everything that I was afraid of.
What's something romantic that someone could do for another, or something romantic someone's done for you?
When my wife makes me eggs and toast in the morning, I love that stuff. You know? When somebody's thinking about me or being thoughtful, that's all I need, you know? And I think that to me is what, you know, if you do that consistently, you're likely to have a successful relationship.
Thank you, Joshua.
Not just eggs and toast, by the way.
For me, you know, like, I still get blown away by what people do for others. So to me, what Ryan did that was really sweet, last Valentine's Day, my mom ended up staying an extra day, so she was there Valentine's morning, and instead of giving me the roses that he had delivered to the house, he put like a cute little post-it note and said, "To Marianne." And so it was for my mom, all the flowers. So that was very romantic and sweet.
Now, I work for Fox, so I'm colleagues with your man friend. What are your thoughts on The Idol, on this season of The Idol?
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
That's what I thought. Honestly, I love it. It's so dramatic and so funny, and the judges are incredible. I love them all. I almost said insane when I changed it to incredible. No, so good. I love it. And the contestants are amazing. There's been some really amazing stories, and I've heard that the vocal ability on a lot of them are amazing.
So having come off, you know, one of these kinds of reality competition shows yourself, do you feel for them? Is it like, I remember when I was on Dancing with the Stars, and like, you know, because they're similar.
I mean, how can you not feel for these contestants? I mean, they're literally putting themselves out there for the world to see, and they know that. And that's what you do when you want something so bad, is you become vulnerable, and you do, you know, you do whatever it takes, and it's scary, but that's the most important thing, is, and not to relate it to the movie at all, but like, some of the biggest blessings and most beautiful moments are the ones where you step out of your comfort zone and you take a risk that is probably the scariest thing that you've ever done, and it can be the best thing that's ever happened to you. So I mean, good on everybody who goes to try out.
So do you think, you know, being on Dancing with the Stars prepared you for your role now as an actress?
Absolutely. I mean, being on Dancing with the Stars, you know, living in London and training, and, you know, going to performing arts school, all of those things help, because it's all about, for me, I think, dedication and discipline and work ethic, and I think that fighter in me, especially being a dancer, there's a drive and a fight that dancers have, and so, you know, I've had to work my booty off to find roles that, you know, I can grow as an actress but still be taken seriously. And there's definitely a little something that I have to prove from coming off of a dance show to doing musicals to this. So, you know, it's definitely a challenge, but again, like I'm so grateful for the opportunities, and taking those risks make it even better, so.
And lastly, wrapping up, I'm asking actors, you know, when you were coming up, you know, going on auditions, did you ever run away from a bad audition?
Oh, yeah. I had an audition really early, like maybe the first audition I ever had. And it was for Dark Angel, Jessica Alba show, right?
Fox show.
Oh yeah, there you go. Shoots in Vancouver, BC. And it was for the role of Gill Girl. And Gill Girl was in an underwater cage in the middle of a bar. And like a fight breaks out, but there's no dialogue. It's only like they were walking you through. So you sit in a chair, and they were like, okay, so a fight breaks out, and you're like, oh no. And then you had to react to everything taking place. And then they're like, now you start yelling, but you're Gill Girl. So you scream like an underwater creature. So you're like screaming like a dolphin or something. And it was just so, like, there's no way to do that like without embarrassing yourself. And that was pretty bad. And I didn't get it. So it's like, at least give it to me. At least have me go through that and give me the role so I can do it in front of a crew of people.
You're doing okay now.
It worked out. It worked out.
He's gonna find me.
If you're in some kind of trouble, we can fix this.
Katie!
I love you, and I can't let you go. There's no safer place for you than here with me.